Alrighty, guys, what's going on? Welcome in to Slaughterhouse Sports. I understand fully that the headroom in this video is not totally ideal, but again, that's part of production, that's part of life. We are going to talk college football on this show today, and we're gonna have fun doing it. So I'm going to give you guys, kind of the roadmap to week one. And we're going to start off in Arrowhead, okay, between Nebraska and Cincinnati. I flat out don't believe that Cincinnati can stay on the same field as Nebraska. I think that Nebraska just has too much talent. I look at Cincinnati, I think that they are an average Big 12 roster. And you look at Nebraska and the types of guys that Nebraska was able to get in the offseason. They were able to get a Notre Dame offensive guard that's going to be massive for them. They were able to get Dane Key from Kentucky, who's a very good wide receiver, who just played with awful quarterback play. Nebraska was also able to get a Cal transfer at wide receiver. They have Barney, who is their third wide receiver, who's also going to be returning punts for them. So, frankly, when I look at Cincinnati, they're going to have to surprise me. I frankly know a lot more about Nebraska than Cincinnati, but I believe that Nebraska's favored for a reason. I mean, they're a 6.5-point favorite. When they played another Big 12 team last year in Colorado early in the season, that game was a home game, but they absolutely crushed Colorado like 28-10. All right, I know that they had Ty Robinson. I know that they had better defensive personnel. They lose Nat Hutmacher as well. Okay, I know all of these things, but I look at this matchup this year, and Nebraska finally has a really good offensive line. Like Gunnar Gatula is even starting over Elijah Pritchett. You got Rocco Spindler. He's the Notre Dame guard that I was talking about. You got Teddy Pino ass down, Teddy Prohaska. You got Henry Latofsky and starting at center is Justin Evans. So this is a really good offensive line at Nebraska. It's the strength of their team. Emmett Johnson could be a Heisman contender. Yeah, I said that. Emmett Johnson is that good out of Minnesota. Emmett Johnson is a total stud, man. I am the biggest fan of Emmett Johnson. He's such a high character kid, but he also is incredibly fast, has impeccable speed, great hands. He's an NFL running back to me. He's one of the best running backs Nebraska's had since Amir Abdullah. You then combine that with Dylan Raiola at quarterback, and the more I think about Nebraska, I put them at like 8-4. I had them losing to like USC. I had them losing to Minnesota in their schedule. Penn State, obviously. So the more I look at Nebraska, the more it could be a 9 or a 10 win club. And a lot of people, like including Josh Pate, are putting them in the college football playoffs. Like, I don't know if I'm there right now with Nebraska. All right, but the offense is going to be improved. And if you give Matt Rhule a passing game, like Matt Rhule had Charlie Brewer at Baylor, and they tore it up. Matt Rhule had P.J. Walker and Robbie Anderson at Temple, and they were able to tear it up and have some really good years. So you give Matt Rhule any offense whatsoever, he's going to make it work. He's a defensive guy. So I know that they're having Phil Snow. I know that John Butler is very inexperienced as a coordinator. I'm a little bit worried about that. It's not Tony White. I'm worried about Snow and Butler a little bit. And they do lose Ty Robinson, who is really the best player on their defense, and you can argue on the entire team. They're going to have to rely on Zaire Wright. Their secondary is just okay. Like, none of these guys are frontline players in their secondary at Nebraska. But honestly, Davon McCullough from Oklahoma, transfer, is a big-time player. And then Williams Canary from Missouri. These are both really highly touted recruits. Like, McCullough's an older, experienced guy, but Williams Canary is a former five-star guy. And then I love this defense. Like, I love Vincent Shavers in the linebacking room, Riley Van Poppel. I think that the defense is actually going to be okay. And that's why Nebraska, I think, is going to win this game by like 20 points going away. I don't see Cincinnati's defense stopping anybody. I'm not a fan of Scott Satterfield, their coach there. I think that he's very average. Ever since he left Appalachian State, his offenses are the stale pro-style offense. The defense, the whole program is stale at Cincinnati. They have a talented quarterback in Brendan Sorsby. When you watch his highlights, you're like, wow, the guy can throw it 60 yards. He is an NFL arm. He's kind of like Tyler Shuck was, but he doesn't, but the production is so inconsistent. It's not there on a consistent basis. And Cincinnati really struggled limping it home last year. So, Cincinnati, I know that they beat Arizona State. I know that they could play solid pro-style football. Will they be able to run it at the University of Nebraska? I'm banking on Big Ten. I'm taking the powerhouses week one, and I think that you should lay money on the favorites week one, especially in this transfer portal era. I think that it's really the haves and the have-nots, and I'm challenging Cincinnati to compete in this game because I see Nebraska winning this game comfortably by double digits. I'm going to say Nebraska 38, Cincinnati 14. I'm taking Nebraska big. They make a statement at Arrowhead. Dylan Raiola playing in his idol's house, playing in Mahomes' house. It's going to be 80% Big Red fans there. I love Nebraska in this spot against a very mediocre Big 12 opponent to roll. I think Nebraska will be a playoff contender. I think they're going to get to 9 or 10 wins this year. Matt's going to make a jump because now Matt has Dana Holgorsen and he has a top-flight quarterback in year 2, which everybody is forgetting about. He has great receivers. It's never been a defensive problem with Matt Rhule. It's always been a wide receiver and quarterback issue. When Matt has struggled, he's had terrible quarterback play. You look at, and he's had terrible coordinators. You look at Marcus Satterfield. He was a bad hire. You look at Ben McAdoo in Carolina. Really bad hire. Okay, so Ben McAdoo, he couldn't even get anything out of Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. So basically, Matt Rhule was right on Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield in identifying the talent, but Matt Rhule didn't know offense enough to hire a great offensive coordinator. But now Matt Rhule is promoting Dana, and I think that Dana is actually going to run the football and be very good for Nebraska. So Dana's the key, Dane Key, Dana and Dane. These are the keys. Wide receivers and offensive coordinator play is the key for Nebraska. Give Matt Rhule an offense and watch him work magic with a young defense. That should be the strategy.